A billionaire saw the young maid crying on the phone in the hotel hallway. The next morning he invited her to his mansion. What happened next shocked them all. Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. We are glad you chose to spend some time with us today. Let's get into the story. Julian Hart was used to people showing up at his door asking for money. Some were genuine cases of hardship. Others were simply too lazy to look for a job. But most of these people knew him well enough to know he wouldn't lend them a dime. Still, they showed up every week with a sob story, hoping to change his mind. That's why the billionaire was surprised when he heard sniveling coming from the hallway outside his hotel room. He wasn't nosy by nature, but he couldn't help but lean out the door to see what was going on. That's when he saw a young woman with a mop of unruly hair dabbing at her eyes with a tissue. She had been crying. Her name was Lena Carter, a 24-year-old African-American woman who had recently taken a job as a maid to make ends meet. She had a mountain of credit card debt after her brother tricked her into co-signing for him and then left the country without paying anything. She was desperate. She pulled out her phone and dialed another number. Hi, I'm calling about my account. Yes, I understand the payment is due tomorrow, but I told you I can't get the money until Friday. Is there anyone I can speak to? Please, don't hang up. Please, I promise I'll pay you back. Just give me a little more time. She could hear the person on the other end of the line laughing. Then they started speaking in Spanish. Lena didn't understand what they were saying, but it sounded bad. She hung up and sank down onto the cold, hard floor. This was terrible. She thought she'd never be free of this debt. She had just gotten a job working for the richest man in the city, Mr. Julian Hart. She'd heard some of the other maids talking about him in hushed tones. They said he was a nice guy, but he kept to himself and hardly ever came to the house. Maybe he'll loan me some money, Lena thought hopefully, only to immediately dismiss the idea. Why would a multi-billionaire care about her debt? She sighed and got up to knock on her boss's door. He opened it himself and stepped out. Can I help you? He asked. Lena hesitated. I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Hart, but I need to ask you something. Please come in. No, I don't want to bother you. It's personal. If it's important, you should tell me. I work downstairs, so I don't have much time before I start cleaning. All right, but please hurry. Lena walked into the room and quickly explained her situation. I owe a lot of money to some bad people, and I'm afraid they're going to find out where I work and come here to collect. How much do you owe them? Julian asked, sitting down on his bed. About $8,000. I tried to borrow it from my mom, but she said she didn't have that kind of money. So I went to a payday lender. He gave me the cash advance, but now I have to pay it back in full by Friday, or else. She took a deep breath. You're in a tough spot, aren't you? Julian said softly. Yes, sir. Well, if you pay me back in monthly installments, I'll forgive the interest and any late fees. Does that sound like a deal? Lena's eyes widened. You want to loan me $8,000? Oh, thank you, Mr. Hart. You won't regret this. I promise to pay you back every penny. Don't mention it. Now go take a hot bath and relax. You must be exhausted from crying. The next day, Lena showed up to work looking refreshed and happy. She was so grateful to her boss for helping her out. She worked hard to make sure his house was spotless. When she finished, she went upstairs to his bedroom and knocked on the door. Come in, he called out. She entered and said, Mr. Hart, I wanted to thank you again for helping me out yesterday. I really needed that loan. It means so much to know that someone believes in me enough to lend me that kind of money. It was my pleasure. How much do you usually make at your job? Oh, not much. My mom helps me out, but sometimes even her money isn't enough. I wish I had a better job. This one doesn't pay very well. Why don't you come and work for me? Lena blinked. What do you mean? I want you to work at my house full time. I need someone reliable and trustworthy, and I think you're that person. Oh, Mr. Hart, I couldn't possibly. You're so rich. I don't know what to say. It's all right. Just promise me you'll work hard and take good care of my house. Of course. Thank you, Mr. Hart. I won't let you down. After Lena left, Julian called his assistant, 𝐁𝐢𝐿, and instructed her to set up a background check for the maid. He also asked her to contact the police and request they send over a few officers to his house for a meeting. Later that afternoon, Lena arrived with her new badge and ID. Mr. Hart, she said, breathless with excitement. You won't believe this. I checked my bank account and it looks like that loan I took out yesterday cleared. I can pay you back now. What did it say? Julian asked, raising an eyebrow. The check bounced, Lena said sheepishly. Oh dear, maybe you should call the bank and find out what's going on. When the bank manager learned about the check, he confirmed that there was enough money in Lena's account to cover the full amount, but it's a mystery how it happened. I'll look into it right away. Julian's assistant, Emma, called him into her office. Sir, we have a problem. The background check came back with nothing on Lena. She has no criminal record and seems to have a clean history. But there's more. We found out that other maids in the mansion have similar stories about being contacted by loan sharks. They borrowed money to pay off debts or to buy a car or to go on vacation, but now they can't afford to pay it back. Plus, the money mysteriously appeared in their accounts like magic. Julian stroked his chin thoughtfully. It seems we have ourselves a mystery on our hands. Come on, Lena, he said, walking downstairs. We have to talk. At first, Lena was terrified. Had she done something wrong? Was her boss angry about the bounced check? But when Julian told her about the other maids, she realized something terrible was going on. Someone was scamming them, taking their personal information and depositing fraudulent checks into their accounts. But why? And why target them? I think they're trying to lure us into a trap, Lena said finally. If we cash these checks, we'll be in debt up to our eyeballs. They're counting on us to be desperate enough to do anything to pay them back, including robbing our bosses or selling drugs. That sounds like a great theory, Julian said, smiling. But it's missing one thing. Lena asked. You assume the people who cashed those checks will get arrested, Julian said, leaning back in his chair. But what if they don't? What if instead they use that money to buy expensive items that can easily be sold on the black market? That way, even if the police catch them, all they'll have to say is that they bought the stuff legally. Nobody will ever suspect a thing. Lena gasped. So you think they're laundering money through us? She said, horrified. And they wouldn't just stop at 5 victims. There must be hundreds of people in this city who fell for their scam. They're probably working with corrupt cops and politicians. If we want to bring them down, we need to move fast. And so they did. With the help of the police, Lena began reaching out to all the women she knew who had taken loans from that company. She told them about the danger they were in and convinced them to join forces and fight back. Together, they were able to gather enough evidence to arrest Victus, the head of the loan shark ring, along with several corrupt officials. In the end, Lena became a local hero, known throughout the city as the woman who single-handedly busted one of the biggest scams in history. She had finally paid off her own debt and was free to start a new life. As for 𝐁𝐢𝐥𝐥𝐢𝐿, he continued to live in his mansion, helping those in need and making generous donations to charities. He was a true inspiration to everyone around him, especially Lena, who would never forget the kindness he had shown her when no one else would. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. We're almost done here. Now leave a comment and tell us about the kindest act you've ever done. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you won't miss any new videos. See you soon. Thank you for spending some time with us. We hope you enjoyed the story and are already looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on our new releases.